Hello, my name is Norcedalia Hill, and I'm gonna share about the impact of sugar on early childhood education. Why this topic matters. Sugar is linked to obesity, behavioral issues, and poor attention. Early childhood is a critical time for forming lifelong eating habits. Families and educators play a key role in promoting healthy choices. What sugar does to the body and brain? Sugar causes energy spikes and crashes, can lead to hyperactivity or irritability, affects memory, focus, and sleep. We're going to talk about the effects on young children. Um, these can cause the mood swings, tantrums, poor attention span, increased risk of dental cavities, and childhood obesity, and disrupts classroom routines and learning experiences. After speaking with a family from school, they share concerns about child's frequent sugar intake and its effects on behavior and energy levels. They were worried about him because he was gaining weight easily. He was changing his mood or behavior, and due to a lot of energy, and suddenly he was feeling tired, things like that. So I gave them a solution, starting a diet without sugar and give him healthy snacks. So, like fruits, vegetables, pre-cooked celery, carrots, apples ahead of time. So, those can be ready for him to eat and to be eaten instead of cookies, juice, or junk food like fries, things like that with a lot of carbs. Good ideas is berries too for snacks or homemade chips. So we were talking a little bit about the diet, and this changed a lot. Community statistics. CDC children aged 2 to 5 consume 13 teaspoons of added sugar daily. Low income neighbors often lack access to fresh foods. Obesity and type 2 diabetes are on the young children too. They rise in the young children. So I was doing some research about the organizations like the American Heart Association and First Thing First Arizona. So I will be hosting parent workshops, sharing resources and everything I can to collaborate with them. Family interview insights. Parents share struggles managing sugar and snacks at home and school, notices changes in child behavior after sugary foods, and want support from educators and nutrition tips. Like I said, I was giving them ideas on how to eat healthy food at home. So prepare healthy snacks ahead of time so they can be ready to be eaten when they have hungry. And when they're hungry, they can eat better things like milk instead of soda or juice when they have a lot of sugar. How too much sugar affects children's health? Excessive sugar intake in early childhood has serious health consequences, impacting children's immediate and long term well being. Here are key concerns: obesity. Children who consume high amounts of added sugars, especially from sodas, candies, and processed foods, are at great risk for childhood obesity. Obesity during early years often tracks into adulthood and increases the risk of chronic illnesses like heart disease and diabetes. Dental problems, too. Sugary foods and drinks feed harmful bacteria in the mouth, leading to tooth decay and cavities. Dental caries um, are one of the most common chronic diseases in children, and untreated cavities can cause pain, infections, and difficulties in eating and speaking. This is from the American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry. Type 2 diabetes risk. High sugar intake can contribute to insulin resistance and increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes at a young age. Although once rare in children, this disease is becoming more common due to poor dietary habits and rising obesity rates, hyperactivity, and behavioral issues. While sugar has not been conclusively proven to cause hyperactivity, studies show that diets high in sugar can influence mood swings, irritability, and attention difficulties. In some children, excessive sugar can worsen um, um, all the symptoms and conditions like ADHD, and these are found in research in Mayo Clinic. This is an NAEYC code of ethics connection. NAEYZ promote health and well-being of each child. This build partnership with families and recognize each child's potential and individuality. Recommendations for educators. Offer low sugar snacks in classrooms. Teach simple nutrition lessons with visuals and songs. Encourage physical activity to balance energy levels. Communicate with families about food choices and sugar limits. And recommendations for families: read nutrition labels with your child. Limit sugary drinks. Offer water or milk instead of sugary juice or soda. Replace desserts with fruit more often. Involve children in shopping and preparing healthy meals. So there's a variety, a big variety of fruits and vegetables that they can start trying. So you have to encourage your kids to try more bananas, apples, strawberries, grapes, different kind of berries, blueberries, blackberries. They can try new foods sometimes like celery or broccoli. um, any kind of greens is going to be healthy and good for them too. The community factors. The national average sugar intake children in the US aged 2 to 5 consume an average of 12.7 teaspoons of added sugars per day, far exceeding the American Heart Association recommendation limit of 6 teaspoons per day. This source is from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Number two, Arizona childhood obesity rate in Arizona is 27% of children aged 2 to 5 were classified as overweight and or obese in 2022, a rate closely linked to excessive consumption of sugary foods and drinks. This source is from First Things First Arizona annual report. Sugary beverage consumption in 2021, 57.1% of children ages 1 to 5 in United States consume um, at least one sugar sweetened beverage in the past week. So the source is from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. Also about the tooth decay. In Arizona, children, about 52% of Arizona kindergarteners, have experienced tooth decay, often caused by frequent consumption of sugary snacks and drinks. This source is from Arizona Department of Health Services Oral Health Survey. And number five, early introduction to sugary drinks. More than 40% of children in the United States are introduced to sugary drinks before the age of 2, increasing health risks like obesity and type 2 diabetes later in the life. So this source is from the American Academy of Pediatrics. As we can see on the statistics, there's a lot of sugar consumption. The description and how the community factors influence the child's life. Added sugars consumption, like 60% of kids exceeds the limits. When young children eat more sugar than recommended, it can cause early weight gain, poor eating habits, and cravings for unhealthy foods. This puts them at a greater risk for lifelong health programs like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. Early high sugar intake can also negatively impact brain development and learning. Arizona childhood obesity is 28% of low income children ages 2 to 4 are overweight or obese. Obesity in early childhood is linked to a serious health risk like high blood pressure or joint problems, asthma, and emotional issues like low self esteem. In Arizona, low income families may have less access to healthy foods, making sugary snacks and drinks a more common part of children's diets. Number three, sugary beverage and young children, like 34% drink one daily. This is too much. Regularly drinking sugary beverage like juice drinks, sodas, sport drinks, they can flood young children's bodies with empty calories, leading to rapid weight gain, weakened teeth, and disrupted appetite. It can also make harder for them to enjoy healthier options like water, milk, or whole fruits. Dental caries. 23% of 2 to 5 years old have untreated cavities. Too much sugar, especially from sticky snacks and sweets and sweet drinks, directly leads to tooth decay. Dental pain can make it hard for young children to eat, speak, and even concentrate in school. Untreated cavities can also cause infections and affect a child's overall growth and nutrition. Number five, diabetes risk. 30% increase in type 2 diabetes among kids over 20 years. So these are a lot of research that I did about the sugar intake. So what I learned from this is the small nutrition choices have a big impact on child behavior and learning. Educators can advocate for change and support families in making healthier decisions. Um, Thoughts and reflections. This topic helped me understand the deeper impact of nutrition on early childhood development. I feel more confident in working with families and promoting healthy choices in the classroom. Thank you. And these are the references: CDC, American Academy of Pediatrics, NIC Code of Ethical Conduct, and Arizona Department of Health Services. Thank you and have a nice night. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.